What is up, guys? I'm Double Upload Cactus, and today we're going to be showcasing everything you need to know about the just revealed season of the Splicer coming soon to Destiny 2. Now, earlier in the day, the brand new trailer for this season was finally unveiled. I did do a trailer breakdown for that. Check it out, it's linked up above. There's a bunch of hidden things in the trailer you probably missed your first time watching it, but in this video, we're going over all of the supplemental information. So we are going to be talking about new loot, including legendary weapons and 4 new exotics, the new activities, new missions, as well as the entire season's pass and seasonal calendar. And so, let's get started. So, the base storyline of this season is that the Vex are kind of attacking reality in and of itself. The last city has been plunged into an endless night, and we're teaming up with Mithrax, a fallen Splicer that has the technology to beat the Vex technology. So, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Firstly, there's going to be a new helm upgrade, essentially a new section to the helm where you can head down to the left, as you can see, and in there we will likely be able to interact with some more things and have our seasonal unlocks just like we had the hammer system in Season of the Chosen. Moving on from there, we have 2 new activities. Firstly, we have a 6-player match-made activity called Override. This will take place on several different planets where we go and fight the Vex. I think it culminates in a boss fight, at least from the trailer it appears to, and this is likely going to be somewhat similar to other 6-player activities such as the Menagerie from Season of Opulence, as well as the Sundial from Season of Dawn, and usually these are the best, most fun kind of activities. I'm so looking forward to having a 6-player one back. And we also have what's referred to as a weekly pinnacle mission with Expunge, where we go deeper and deeper into the Vex network and find weaknesses. Now, interestingly, what's a weekly pinnacle mission right now? Well, the closest thing would be the Presage mission that the first time you did it, and on subsequent times as well, it rewards you the Dead Man's Tale exotic scout rifle. So is this another exotic mission? That remains to be seen. But as we continue forward, we also have the return of the Vault of Glass raid, the original raid from Destiny 1, and we have some newly announced Bungie rewards associated with that raid. We have a raid jacket, even though this is a returning raid. We do also have the Vault of Glass raid ring, as well as the Vault of Glass pin. As we continue forward, we get some more information on armor synthesis. So this is going to be transmogrification, the ability to change any piece of legendary armor into a universal ornament that you can use on whatever you want. We also got our first look at the Loom. This right here is going to be where Ada 1 is returning from Black Armory, and she is going to be the NPC associated with transmogrification. You have to collect Synthweave, shown here, that is going to allow you to turn these armor pieces into ornaments. But moving on from there, let's look at some of the new loot arriving this season. So firstly, we have this screenshot here showcasing 4 new seasonal weapons. So we have a breech-loaded grenade launcher actually in the top left. Kind of doesn't look like one, but in the trailer you see it being opened like a breech-loaded grenade launcher. Then we have a sidearm to the right. Below that we have what appears to be potentially an auto rifle. Looks to be like a 720 auto rifle. Then underneath that we have a scout rifle, or maybe a pulse rifle. They look pretty crazy this season. But next up, we have some new exotics, because Bungie is adding 3 new exotic leg armor pieces, 1 for each different class this season. These will be acquirable through solo lost sectors, just like how all the armor is now acquired. So, firstly, we have the Star Eater scales for the hunter. It says allows hunters to feast upon orbs of power, charging their super more quickly and making it more potent. So wait, you're telling me picking up orbs makes your super not only charge quite a bit faster, maybe it'll like double the amount of super energy you get from these orbs, but it also makes it more potent, so potentially it's going to do more damage. So something like a blade barrage will potentially be able to actually be good again maybe with these. Like, that could be pretty crazy. Moving on from there, we have the Path of Burning Steps for the Titan. It says Titan armor that converts solar eliminations into increased weapon damage and makes them more difficult to lock down with stasis. Firstly, an anti-stasis exotic? Well, these things are already going to be meta just from that. But solar eliminations, so that would presumably mean if you're using a solar subclass, obviously, but also potentially that means if you're just using a solar weapon. So if you're using, for example, the Fellwinter's Lie is solar and get a kill with that, that's going to increase your Fellwinter's Lie damage? Hold on one second, that sounds amazing. And lastly, we have the Boots of the Assembler for the Warlock. It says, condenses a Warlock Rift's healing or empowering energy into projectiles that seek out allies to bless them with noble benefits. So essentially, you put down your rift and you don't have to wait for your allies to stand in your rift. Instead, you're going to have little allies that go and seek and hit your allies even if they're standing pretty far away to give them either healing or empowering benefits. That could be really, really useful. But we've got to move on from there to the Season's Pass. So there's three things showcased here. Firstly, we have a new exotic Stasis sidearm, the Cryothesia 77K. We see it being used in the trailer. It has the ability to outright freeze enemies in place. That could be incredibly powerful. We also have the new seasonal artifact, the Splicer Gauntlet, being added, and then it showcases that the armor set we're kind of seeing here is the universal ornaments for the Season's Pass. But let's take a closer look at that Season's Pass. So we have level 1 to 10 showcased right here. Of course, paying users get access to the exotic Stasis sidearm right away. We have what looks to be a new seasonal currency being added at level 2. We have also a finisher at level 10, as is tradition. As we move forward from there, we just see more of the kind of usual rewards from level 11 to 20. But as we continue forward and see level 30, we have our first seasonal pass weapon. And this is a heavy machine gun that we see several times in the trailer. As we continue forward from there, from level 30 to 40, we see the exotic sidearm being offered at level 35 for free to all players. Then as we continue forward, level 45, we see the next Season's Pass weapon, and that is the shotgun that we also see a couple of times within the trailer. And then an exotic Sparrow being offered at level 50. As we continue forward from there, we have some more stuff to rank up. Interestingly, I'm going to draw your attention to level 52. We also seem to be leveling up some sort of seasonal rank. Perhaps this is associated with the new override activity. Then as we continue forward, we start to get the ornaments that, again, we drew attention to earlier, and we kind of end off the Season's Pass as normal, with the final reward at level 100, as is tradition, being an exotic ornament for the Stasis sidearm. And next up, the last thing we're talking about is the brand new seasonal calendar. So as you can see right here, it all begins on May 11th. So that's going to be the intro mission, Armor Synthesis, so Transmog, and the Endless Night begins. This is for all players. Then we have new Stasis Aspect quests for people who own Destiny 2 Beyond Light. So in the trailer, we did see what appeared to be some new aspects being used. The most obvious one was a Warlock threw a grenade and killed this Vex, and what dropped was like a Stasis Spear, and the Titan picked it up and threw it at the camera. So that's a pretty crazy one. And then for the Season's Pass holders for Season of the Splicer, Override Europa begins. So that 6-player matchmade activity is firstly going to be available on Europa. Then on May 14th, which is the first weekend, Trials of Osiris is going to be back. On May 18th, which is the next week, Iron Banner is going to arrive actually pretty early. That's going to matter because it's going to be offering pinnacle rewards for the upcoming Vault of Glass raid. So if your level is a bit behind, that can matter. And there's going to be 4 new Iron Banner weapons to go after. The sniper rifle and hand cannon are returning from year 1, but the machine gun and the shotgun are brand new. Then for the override mission, we have the moon being featured that week, so unlocking a new one. Then May 22nd, the second Saturday after this season starts, we have the Vault of Glass dropping. After that, May 25th, we have the weekly Pinnacle mission and then Override Tangled Shore. So that weekly Pinnacle mission is not mentioned in earlier weeks, so potentially it begins on May 25th with that reset, and that would potentially lend credence towards this being maybe an exotic mission, as it would be unlikely for Bungie to introduce an exotic mission in the very first week of Season of the Splicer launching. But moving on from there, on June 1st, the weekly Pinnacle mission continues. June 8th, we have Iron Banner and the weekly Pinnacle mission continues. June 15th, we have the Vault of Glass raid challenges launching, and then we have another weekly Pinnacle mission. June 22nd, weekly Pinnacle mission. June 29th, we have another Iron Banner and a weekly Pinnacle mission. And then July 6th is actually a big day because we have the Solstice of Heroes event beginning and Vault of Glass difficulty options. So Bungie talked about how dungeons and raids would be getting harder difficulties where you could go in and earn the adept versions of raid gear. So that is very exciting. Then on August 3rd, we have Solstice of Heroes ending and Iron Banner starting. And lastly, it says August 10th, we have an epilogue. I don't exactly know what this means. Interestingly, it has the free-to-all players symbol, so perhaps they're going to be involved in some way with finally defeating the Vex. We do have an and more tag as well, so we'll see what other goodies await us. Oh, and one more thing. There was a community puzzle where a bunch of people found short video clips like this one here, and when deciphered, it gives you this code, which if you enter this code, it unlocks a brand new emblem. So go ahead and do that. Guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.